Hello everybody, it's Drew from Prepare for Collapse, and I'm here to talk to you today about everyday carry. What everyday carry is a group of items that I carry on my person every day to help me get through the challenges that I face in day-to-day life and to help me get through the challenges that I might face in the event of an unexpected emergency. The first thing I want to talk about are the EDC items that I have with me all the time, more or less 24/7. I've taken them off just for the convenience of this video, but these things are things that if I'm dressed, I'm wearing these things. Many of them are within arm's reach even when I am sleeping. The first item is my cell phone. This is the one that I use most often. This is a Galaxy S7 in an OtterBox case. The second thing that I carry with me all the time is my wallet. It's just a Zippo steel side wallet. The only thing special about this wallet is this card that I keep in it. And this card is called a RAD triage card. What this does is measure your dose of gamma and X-ray radiation. This is not something I plan to have to use, but it's something I do carry. The level of radiation exposure that card measures is essentially enough to tell medical treatment personnel whether you're worth treating or not. It's kind of grim, but I would rather have something to show them that I've not been exposed to radiation and be able to evacuate the area, or if I've been exposed to so much radiation there's somebody else around me that's not, that's going to benefit from treatment and I'm not, they need to treat those people first, to be honest. The next thing is my keys. These are keys for my office, several things I have around the house, other locations I go to. I carry these in a Sterling locking carabiner. This is actually a mountaineering carabiner. This thing is inspected regularly, it's maintained regularly. This is something I keep with me all the time. I also carry my zero tolerance knife. This is a 0452 CF. It's a great knife. I've had it for about 2 years now. This goes with me everywhere. It's a little difficult to sharpen, but it holds an edge forever, and I use this knife every single day. The next thing here might be controversial for some people. It's not for me. I've carried a firearm for self-defense and protection for over 20 years. I've had numerous training classes on how to use them. I practice regularly. It's something I did in a competition environment for many years. This particular firearm is one that I carry and have carried for several years. It's a 6 Hour P220. It's a bone stock gun with a short reset trigger in it. I carry a 1 spare magazine, sometimes 2 spare magazines depending on where I'm at. I have other handguns that I carry in the P family depending upon where I'm at. And you all have seen me wear coveralls. This is a little hard to wear in coveralls when I'm working around the house. And in that case I've got a pocket holster for a Taurus UL85 Ultralight 38 revolver. These are the things that I carry with me 24/7, 365 if I'm in an area that permits me to. Obviously the handgun and the knife, there are certain things, places that I go, certain times that I travel that I cannot take these with me. In those cases I don't carry them, but whenever I can I do have those things with me. The second layer is in this little bag right here. This lives in my go bag. My go bag is just a black computer backpack. This is just a black laptop backpack that has some contact information in it. For me, it's as nondescript as it can get. I don't want people to know what's in this bag. I just want people to think I'm an everyday businessman or everyday student walking around with a bag of stuff. This packet inside of it, though, this is a packet that I can leave with that bag and have everything that I need, reliable field-grade tools with me, and have about 3 days worth of supplies to get home if I can't carry anything else with me. With this bag and this material that's on me, I should be able to get home in 3 days. And what's in this bag, I've got 2 pocket knives. Both of them are case, carbon steel blade knives. I've got the small, I believe this is a Stockman, and I've got the full-size Rancher that I keep in here. Again, both of those are the vanadium steel, carbon vanadium steel. I've got a pin screwdriver, which I use Not as much as I use the screwdriver on my Leatherman tread, to be honest. Oh, I don't think we've talked about those yet. The other two things I carry on a daily basis are my Leatherman tread. This is a nice product Leatherman makes that is TSA approved to be on an airplane, so even when I can't carry my knife, I can carry this with me. Each one of these links is an individual, 3 individual tools. There are a number of links you can get for this. You can also get a watch for it. I prefer to carry a regular Casio wristwatch. I highly recommend that you carry a wristwatch or pocket watch or some kind of watch that depends on electrical or mechanical action. I prefer to have a mechanical one myself. Unfortunately, quality mechanical wristwatches are extremely expensive. And this Casio has done fairly well for me for several years now. Getting back to my EDC bag, I have a Fisher Space Pen. You don't have to get the full pen. If you just want to use the inserts, they're great. But with what I do with giving presentations and taking notes and meeting with clients, I need to have a pen that looks like a pen. So this is the pen that I typically use. This is just a standard Sharpie fine point marker. That thing has 1,000,001 uses. I have 2 neat little things here that you can actually put on a keychain if you want to. I keep them here because I like to protect them a little. They're sliver gripper tweezers, Uncle Bill's. These are Uncle Bill's sliver gripper tweezers. These are great tweezers, and they come in this little locking holder here that you can attach to a keychain or to a fob or something like that. This is a pair of miniature Victorinox folding nail clippers. I really like these. I use these every week. I've got a through-night LED flashlight here. This is the TI3. I've had this for a long time. I use it a lot. I've flipped the clip around so I can hook it to my cap when I wear a cap, so I can use it hands-free. And some Carmex. This is my full-size Leatherman. This is a Leatherman Wingman. To my mind, one of the best tools Leatherman's ever made. I know a lot of guys have reviewed these. I use this pretty often. It's a fairly decent tool. If you don't have access to real tools, a Leatherman tool is a good alternative. This is a Toaks Spork. This thing I use all the time. I love it. It's light, doesn't take up much space. There's also a ferro rod in here. It's a fire starting tool. And we have my little med pack kit. This is just first aid medications, things like ibuprofen, Benadryl, that kind of thing. And I've also got a packet of Katadyn MP1 MicroPure tablets. These are chlorine dioxide style tablets. They work in cold water as well as hot fairly effectively. I have those with me for emergency water sources. What you don't see on the table here, I have at least a 1 liter bottle of water I have with me all the time. And then I have some other stuff we'll talk about here. This is sort of my secondary layer. If I have space, I've also got this in my pocket. If I have to leave, the 2 things I want to grab out of my bag are this, and this is a Safety of Life emergency bivy. These things are expensive, but they work. And they give you extra space so you can repack your bivy into this stuff sack and take it with you. This is like a Mylar blanket on steroids. You can get inside of it. It keeps the water off of you to keep you warm. This is a good shelter to have if you have nothing else. But this is what I keep. And I also have a little, it's a Rescue Essentials triage card. Basically just as a reminder in your heat of the minute of what you need to do to render first aid. That's just something I keep with me. I have a first aid kit that's in some of my bigger kits that I keep with me in my car, or that I keep in my actual bug out bag that has more comprehensive information on it. But that's sort of my second layer. My third layer is the stuff that I have to have or would like to have if things get really hairy and it's going to be 2 or 3 days before I get home, and my backup emergency kit. Now let's talk about the backup emergency kit first. This is a Best Glide ASE Military Scout Sniper Pocket Survival Kit. Everything that is in this bag is in this box. This is sealed in a Mylar waterproof bag. It'll stay sealed in that bag until I actually have to use it. But this is essentially something, if I don't have any other choice, I can grab this box, run like crazy, and that's got everything in it I need to survive. Not necessarily that you want to survive with, not necessarily the best tools to survive with, but there are usable survival tools. I really like the Best Glide kit. I don't usually like prepackaged items, but that's a kit that has got enough stuff in it that you can make a go of things. I have this, which is a face mask. It's not an N95 face mask, but I've tried N35 face masks or N95 face masks. It's not an N95 face mask, but I've tried N95 face masks in my go bag or my get home bag, and they just don't work. So I've got just this little filter mask here to help me with dust or cold. I've got a neat little tool here called a GR4 joint plotter. This is useful with just about every kind of scale map you can get. It works really well with the USGS maps that I like to use for my escape maps to help you plot grids. It's useful if you have a GPS, those kinds of things. It also works as a navigation plotter. I keep SOS food rations. These are lifeboat rations. They taste awful, but these are here because they have a 5-year shelf life. They're more durable than anything else I can stick in this bag, and more compact than carrying a couple of MREs. But that's what I have as my emergency food source. Honestly, you don't have to have an emergency food source. You can go a lot longer without food than you can your other essentials like air, water, shelter. I have these little wipes here that are good for a quick and dirty decontamination if you have to do a quick decontamination, for dust and those kind of things, or in a biological situation. It's not going to help you much with chemicals or radiologicals, but it helps you with other things. I've got 3 Taster's Choice coffees just to help you get up and go. I've got this neat little thing from the Pathfinder School that I got from the canteen shop that is one of several that I like out here. This is the best canteen that I found. I don't keep this full. What I do is I carry this canteen. It's also got a cup and a stove that you can use trash with that are in here. This is a great thing to have. If I have this in my bag, I can fill this with water. It gives me something to cook in if I find food or have to forage for food in the woods. It gives me a means to boil water if I need to boil water, and it gives me a place to put water purification tablets if I need to purify water. It's just great to have, and this is a fairly durable canteen. It's a little heavy for camping use, but for something that I'm just going around to have in my go bag and have something that's going to be tough and durable, this thing will take a beating, and I love it. The last thing I have in my kit that I want to talk about is my ICOM VHF UHF amateur radio transceiver. I've been an amateur radio operator for over 20 years. It's what initially got me into preparedness in the first place. This is my backup communication device. Before the advent of cell phones, radio like this was my primary means of communication when I was not in contact with landlines and I couldn't get a hold of a payphone. But there's still infrastructure that supports this. It works. It's really versatile if you know how to use it. It requires a license and some skill, but it's really a good thing to have. The battery that's on that is a rechargeable battery, but I also have this little guy, which is a battery case. I can put 4 AA batteries in here, and I've got replaceable power. I keep spare batteries in my backpack. I don't keep them in this because I don't want them to corrode, and they'll corrode in here and make it useless. So I keep some packaged batteries in my bug out bag or in my go bag that I can put in this thing. The only other things that are in here, I have a small titanium alcohol stove as a backup that I use, and some methanol that I keep in there to cook with that stove if I need it. But again, that's a backup to a lot of the things that are in here. It's not really a necessary part of the kit. It's small and gives me some versatility if I need to repackage things or kind of rethink what my condition is. But the key to everyday carry is have those things that you need with you to face challenges. Your primary concerns are going to be providing a way to defend yourself till you get home. In my opinion, that's an important thing. Providing yourself with shelter, providing yourself with water, and with the other essentials that you might need to get home. But that's what I carry. That's what I carry every day. If you have specific questions about the items in the kit, or suggestions or things that you wonder why I do have or don't have in my kit, or want to ask me why I do have things in my kit, go ahead and leave a comment below. Please subscribe, like, comment. I try to respond to everybody that's respectful and has reasonable questions. And if you have any other questions, just let me know.